Hello and welcome on in. George on tap. Today we're going to talk about some of the biggest stories in sports, and basically it's what's on tap. So let's start off with what happened yesterday with the New England Patriots and Drake May. So many people were including myself, after their last preseason game, were so quick to sit here and say that the New England Patriots made the wrong decision by drafting Drake May. The New England Patriots were going to start Joe Milton. Joe Milton was going to take over, and maybe they found someone in the sixth round. I said that. Yes, I did. And then Drake May, despite me losing a over 73.5 passing yards bet on him, the dude looked pretty damn competent. A lot of people said that his comparisons were to Justin Herbert. Some said his comparisons were close to Josh Allen, big body. But Drake May, I don't know who I'm going to compare him to. But we know that in general, the most important position in football is the quarterback position. And the Patriots might have found their guy. He had that pass towards the end of a half, 50-yard bomb down the field. I think he got called for pass interference, if I remember correctly. And it was just a dime. It showed off his arm, his rushing touchdown, showed off his legs. And in football nowadays, we know that it's so freaking important, a couple things: that your quarterback can sit behind the pocket and make a throw, obviously. But this new era of quarterback, we also know that mobility is really important. And Drake May just looks athletically gifted. And I think the Patriots might have actually done the right thing here. And Drake May, look, they had took him with the second overall pick of a draft. It was absurd of me to actually sit here and think that they were going to go and start the sixth round pick. They're going to either start Jacoby Brissett for a few weeks and then put in Drake May, or they're going to go ahead and start Drake May and say, hey, at least he's I was the second or third pick of a draft. I think third or second, wherever he was. He's going to at least get a chance to come out there and play some football, and we can find out what he gets, what we get out of him. But it made me think, this draft class looks like it's absolutely loaded. Let's start off with Caleb Williams. So many people have their opinions on Caleb Williams, but the dude looks like he's going to be pretty good. You got Jaden Daniels, obviously won the Heisman Trophy. He looks like he's going to be a stud, only raving things out of him at camp. The only concern with him is his body. Then you got Drake May next. Drake May, the only concern is he going to be any good? His body's good. His athleticism's good. His arm is good. But is he going to be able to make those throws in the National Football League? And that's something we're going to come to find out, because, I mean, that's football, right? Drake May could be pretty good. JJ McCarthy, he got hurt, unfortunately for him, in the Vikings. But out of camp, everyone was raving about him. Michael Penix Jr., he's in a great situation, and the Falcons eventually will have him as their quarterback, and he gets to sit and learn behind Kirk Cousins. Then Bo Nix. The Broncos seem like they love Bo Nix. Bo Nix seems like a football guy, and the Broncos might have also found their future quarterback. And Spencer Rattler on the Saints. There's been rumors going around that the Saints might be willing to trade Derek Carr to the Vikings, let him be the starting quarterback for the Vikings, and give Spencer Rattler a shot. We have a deep, deep quarterback class. And just in general, I think quarterback play, I think the big problem of football was we had so many years going on where the quarterback play was subpar. But now, I think the quarterback play might be good enough. I think we might be entering a golden era of quarterbacks where you're talking about a bunch of good quarterbacks in the NFL. Of course, there's going to be the great ones: Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. I think Trevor Lawrence will join that list, that are way above and beyond the rest of them. But damn, these quarterback classes fucking good. They're good. And we might find ourselves in an NFL where there's 25 competent starting quarterbacks versus a few years ago where there was like 4 or 5 and everyone else was just searching for it. And it gets me to my next point: quarterbacks in general. We do need to be patient. A few years back, the Buffalo Bills took, I think, in the first round, EJ Manuel. He played like 9 games and never got another shot in the NFL other than being a backup quarterback for the Raiders. I think that's wrong. Josh Rosen with the Cardinals, almost the same thing. Never really got a second chance. We're so quick to move off quarterbacks, unlike in baseball, where a prospect who was a first round pick will bounce team to team over and over again until he gets an opportunity. Now, of course, there's only one quarterback on the field, so it's a little bit different. But in general, I think it's time we start giving quarterbacks a couple more chances. Let them develop. We've seen some quarterbacks in this league who we've given time to develop, right? Like Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre, developed into a great quarterback. Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and also now looks like he's going to be a really good quarterback. Daniel Jones, I know he's not had a great career, but he did lead the Giants once to the playoffs and earned himself a big contract. Sat behind Eli Manning. Lamar Jackson, he only sat half the season, but he learned behind Joe Flacco. In general, we have to be patient with the quarterbacks. And if we get some patience, a bunch of these quarterbacks can't hit, including Drake Maye, who we just talked about. Look, yesterday I did say this, and I still kind of believe it. The New England Patriots are turning into the Chicago Bulls post Michael Jordan. But that doesn't mean things can't change quickly. It doesn't mean that in general, this team can't develop a quarterback down the line, make a good quarterback, and give it an opportunity to succeed. There was back in the day, we used to tell people that if you were drafting a quarterback in the first round of a draft and he failed, that sets your team back 5-6 seasons. Now it only sets you back a few. In general, quarterbacks are getting better, though. I think Drake Maye might be the future quarterback of the New England Patriots for a long time. Big arm, rocket arm. But let me just say one thing. If he does fail, I think this is the last time you see a North Carolina quarterback go so high. You had the Mitch Trubisky fiasco where he went second overall, failed. You have the Sam Howell last year, already got traded. And then if Drake Maye this year doesn't perform in the next couple seasons for the New England Patriots, you could see the New England Patriots moving on. And then all of a sudden teams are like, oh, that guy went to North Carolina? Damn. Well, they always look good at North Carolina and don't look good in the NFL. Maybe it's time to move on. So we'll see. But overall, you have to be somewhat optimistic if you're a New England Patriot fan on what you saw last night.